If you're part of the World EXP, you might have stumbled upon videos about crazy topics, but today, we're diving into something truly wild. My friend might have missed out on some of the most bizarre, obscure, and downright fascinating Christian cults, but we're not letting that slide. We're about to uncover 10 of the craziest Christian cults out there, giving you a quick, captivating rundown of each one. Trust me, these stories are as intriguing as they are unbelievable. So, buckle up and get ready, because here we go with number 1, the House of Aaron. The House of Aaron was founded by a family of Mormons who split off from the Latter-day Saints Church. Their unusual belief? They claim to be the direct descendants of Moses' brother, the high priest Aaron. Surprisingly, despite this unique claim, they tend to be more orthodox in their views on the Trinity and other doctrines, firmly condemning polygamy. This small American group genuinely believes that their lineage makes them automatic priests by birth. They're convinced that they are destined to lead the Jews in a triumphant return to their God and Messiah, and to prepare the church for the second coming of Christ. It's a fascinating mix of devout faith and an extraordinary sense of destiny that sets them apart from other religious groups. 3. Self-Patriotic Movement. The ThreeSelf Patriotic Movement. If you're like me, stumbling across this denomination in a Christian quiz might have sent you spiraling into the depths of the internet, trying to uncover the truth behind this intriguing name. So, what is the ThreeSelf Patriotic Movement? Apparently, it's a Chinese Christian church run by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. In fact, it's the only form of Protestant Christianity allowed in China, alongside the Chinese Catholic Church, which is also under CCP control and has no real ties to the Vatican. The ThreeSelf in its name refers to being self-governed, self-funded, and self-propagated. Ironically, despite these claims, the movement is far from self-governed and is tightly controlled by the Chinese government. The primary aim of the ThreeSelf Patriotic Movement was to sever Chinese Christianity from foreign influences, making it distinct from any international Christian body. Doctrinally, it aligns with Orthodox Protestant beliefs, but its teachings and practices heavily emphasize support for the CCP. It's a fascinating blend of faith and political loyalty, creating a unique and somewhat paradoxical religious experience within China. Black Hebrew Israelite. The Black Hebrew Israelites are truly a unique and fascinating group. Their core belief, which sets them apart from all other Christian traditions, is that they consider African Americans to be the true descendants of ancient Israel, while viewing modern Jews as imposters. This belief has led many of them to move to Israel, where they continue to live today, hoping to gain automatic citizenship by asserting their Jewish heritage. However, this aspiration seems unlikely to be fulfilled given the complexities of modern Israeli citizenship laws. Their theology is heavily dispensationalist, meaning they believe that God's promises to the ancient Israelites now apply directly to them, rather than to the Christian church, as more traditional interpretations would hold. Essentially, they are Black dispensationalists with a distinct take on biblical history, viewing themselves as the rightful heirs to the promises made to the Israelites. Their story is a compelling mix of faith, identity, and a quest for belonging, making them one of the most intriguing religious groups in the world today. Irvingianism. Irvingism is a fascinating tradition encompassing various restorationist churches. It all began with Edward Irving, a charismatic religious leader who placed a strong emphasis on eschatology, or the study of the end times. What truly sets this church apart are its Pentecostal elements, such as speaking in tongues and recognizing new apostles, combined with a fervent focus on apocalyptic themes. Irving's movement didn't just fade into obscurity, but rather flourished with a unique blend of charismatic worship and an intense anticipation of the end times. This church's belief in imminent apocalypse and its vibrant, spirit-filled practices make it a compelling topic in the landscape of Christian denominations. Despite their intriguing aspects, some might find the constant emphasis on doomsday a bit monotonous. Nonetheless, The impact of Edward Irving and his followers on modern Pentecostal and charismatic movements is undeniable, marking them as a significant, though sometimes overlooked, branch of Christian restorationism. Southcottism, an enigmatic group founded by Joanna Southcott, revolves around a truly bizarre prophecy. Southcott, a woman of 64 at the time, claimed that on October 19, 1814, she would give birth to a new Messiah, the Shiloh, from Genesis 49. As the date approached, it became clear that there would be no miraculous birth. Instead, it was discovered that Southcott suffered from a disorder that caused her to appear pregnant. Tragically, a few months after this revelation, she passed away. Despite the founder's death and the unfulfilled prophecy, Southcottism didn't fade into obscurity. Strangely enough, the movement persisted, holding on to several unusual beliefs. One of the most intriguing is the theory of two resurrections. The first will bring back the righteous to live happily for 1,000 years, while the second will resurrect the rest to live slightly less happily, but still contentedly for all eternity. It's fascinating that a movement based on such an extraordinary and ultimately disproven claim continues to exist today. This speaks to the enduring power of belief and the human desire for hope and redemption, no matter how unconventional the source. Plymouth Brethren. The Plymouth Brethren are a fascinating and somewhat radical Christian group that takes the concept of sola scriptura to an extreme. For them, Scripture isn't just the highest authority on doctrine, it's the only authority. There is no clergy, no religious holidays, and no tradition that holds sway over their beliefs. This unique perspective was initially championed by John Nelson Darby, the very man who introduced dispensationalist theology to the world. As a result, the Plymouth Brethren place a significant emphasis on the end times and apocalyptic prophecies, much like modern dispensational Baptists. Over time, the Brethren split into two distinct groups, the Open Brethren and the Exclusive Brethren. The Open Brethren are less conservative, less reclusive, and more flexible about membership, embracing a congregationalist approach. In contrast, the Exclusive Brethren are more conservative and restrictive, adhering strictly to their interpretation of Scripture and governance. Their commitment to the pure, unadulterated authority of Scripture, combined with their divergent paths, makes the Plymouth Brethren a compelling study in religious fervor and doctrinal purity. It's a testament to how differently faith can manifest, even among those who start from a common foundation. Christian identity. Everybody wants to claim they're the true chosen people, and the Christian identity movement is no different. This group believes that the Aryan race, not the Jews, are God's chosen people, asserting that Aryans are the actual descendants of the Jews in the Bible. This belief is heavily influenced by dispensationalism, which contrasts with most traditional Christianity that teaches the church as a whole is God's chosen people, not any one race. Christian identists also subscribe to the pre-Adamite theory, which claims that all white people are descended from Adam, while all other races are descended from lesser pre-Adamite beings not made in God's image. This controversial and divisive belief system marks Christian identity as a highly problematic group with a distinctly racist ideology. Despite the controversial and problematic nature of their beliefs, the Christian identity movement has managed to persist, continuing to propagate its unique and troubling interpretation of biblical lineage and divine favor. Neo-Gnosticism. Neo-Gnosticism is a fascinating and enigmatic movement rooted in ancient Gnostic beliefs, but infused with modern twists. Gnostics hold the dualistic view that there are two gods, a benevolent greater force and a malevolent lesser force. According to them, the world is fundamentally flawed because it was created by this bad God. The ultimate aim of Christianity, in their eyes, is to escape this corrupt physical existence. Neo-Gnostics take these ideas further by incorporating Eastern ascetic practices and philosophies such as nirvana and radical theosis. They believe they possess secret knowledge, often detailed in complex doctrines, that sets them apart. Humans, they claim, are part divine and part physical, and the journey of life is to transcend our physical limitations to fully embrace our divine nature. This unique blend of ancient Gnostic principles and Eastern mysticism makes Neo-Gnosticism an intriguing spiritual path, yet one shrouded in mystery and exclusivity, with its followers deeply convinced of their hidden, transformative truths. Swedenborgianism offers a unique perspective on religious history and spirituality, revolving around cycles of renewal and corruption. Followers of Swedenborgianism believe that throughout history, churches have arisen, become corrupted over time, and eventually faced judgment and replacement. According to Swedenborgian beliefs, the most ancient church was founded but then destroyed by a great flood. Subsequently, other churches followed, each succumbing to various forms of corruption. Idolatry ended the ancient church, Judaism fell after Christ's death, and Christianity itself, according to Swedenborgians, was founded and later corrupted, eventually reformed by Emanuel Swedenborg into Swedenborgianism. Emanuel Swedenborg's teachings emphasize spiritual truths over external rituals, emphasizing three sacraments: baptism, communion, and, notably, marriage. They promote the doctrine that marriage is superior to celibacy, reflecting their focus on spiritual and internal realities over outward appearances. This distinctive view of religious history and spirituality has left a profound impact, challenging conventional beliefs and fostering a deeper understanding of spiritual truths within Swedenborgian communities. Messianic Judaism represents a logical response from Jewish believers to dispensationalism. Followers of Messianic Judaism affirm that Jesus is the Messiah while maintaining the full observance of Jewish law. They emphasize that Jews remain God's chosen people, with all Old Testament promises directed towards them. Unlike replacement or covenant theologies, which suggest that the church replaces Israel, Messianic Judaism upholds two parallel covenants. They assert that Jews uniquely participate in both covenants, underscoring their commitment to Jesus alongside the preservation of Jewish traditions and laws. This distinctive approach reflects their deep connection to both Jewish heritage and Christian faith. Hopefully, you found that intriguing. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please show some love by liking and subscribing. Your support means a lot. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.